Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to start a 6-week series, or at least a 6-video series. Maybe I'll get them out faster than 6 weeks, we'll see, about my profit pillars and what it means for you and how you can start applying them in your business. So let's get started. Hey there, I'm Penny with Marketing Profit School and welcome. I am just in my very nondescript suburban backyard today because it is like 72 degrees at the end of November, and that doesn't usually happen. We might get a little background noise. Hopefully I can clean it up when I put it through the editing tool and it won't be terrible. But it is totally like winterized back here, so everything is shut down. It's kind of bleak, but that's okay. It feels great. And you can't see right behind the phone. There's a beautiful mandevilla blooming that just will go back inside when it gets cold again. So back to the content. You can see the geese. Maybe see them flying. Nope, we didn't quite catch them. We'll catch them for another video another time. Okay, so profit pillars: people, revenue, fulfillment, which is how we get more people, integration, and traffic. And we're going to start with people. So the people pillar of the profit pillars is truly like a Russian nesting doll. Like every time you take one out, there's another one in there. And this is where I remind you, and we'll unpack this more as we go through the profit pillars, but these are really set up to be more like a rubric that grows with you as your business grows. So keep that in mind. And what I want to focus on right now is if you're not yet consistently somewhere between 8 and 12K a month, then you really need to dial in on your audience. And this is about eliminating the competition, setting yourself up as a category of one, and all of that begins with really knowing your audience like at the back of your hand. That's it. So this is audience research. This is asking people that you've done business with in the past or current clients. This is also just rolling up your sleeves and getting online and doing the work, and maybe even putting a quiz or survey out there or something like that where you can gather additional data. But in the beginning, it really can be an online process where you're going to go to the places where you know your people are to get this information. So we're going to kind of go through phase 1 and phase 2 of what the people looks like as you grow to say 500,000 in your business. And then as you would get bigger than that, we'll circle back around and do that one another time, because that does get a little bit more intricate on your network, your referral network, and speaking gigs in your professional network, and how you share resources with people and how you make referrals through a referral network with people, plus additional opportunities to amplify your message and get your exposure out there, as well as you're growing your team or as you're growing contractors or outsourcers, and how you want your business to look. So I'll talk a little bit about that at the end. So with your audience, and I have some notes written down here so I don't forget things. Remember, it is always about the people. It's always about them. So their favorite radio station is WIIFM. What's in it for me? As long as you remember that, you'll be good, because they really don't care about you or what makes you different. They care about how you're going to help them, how you're going to help them solve their problem, achieve their desire, whatever it is. Okay. So when you're trying to get to that consistent 8 to 12, 15K a month, you're really going to dial in on this audience. You're going to look on reviews, especially book reviews in Amazon, maybe product reviews if you have a physical product, but most of my clients are in the coaching, consulting, client-based business space, expert businesses. So that's really what I'm going to focus on. So it's really going to be Amazon books that are in your niche. That's what you're going to focus on. And you're going to look in groups on Facebook, forums. If you're in any forums online, you can search for forums that are public forums. If you have an online business or you're like an internet marketing person, you can go to things like Warrior Forum and things like that, where they still have discussion boards and things as well. Plus, we have modern versions of that in places like Quora and Reddit, where you can go find questions, find answers, and sort of data mine that language. This is what you're looking for, is how they're saying it in their own mind so that you can start using their language. Because it's very much like a Venus and Mars, but not male and female, right? But it is a Venus and Mars situation of If you're not speaking about their problem in the same language they're thinking about their problem, they're not going to make the connection that you're the one that can help them. So you do this research to get their language. While you're doing this, you can build an ideal client profile. If you haven't done that already, it's a great exercise of sort of, hey, here's my ideal client, here's his or her name, give them an age, not an age range. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But say, for me, my ideal client is Patricia. She's 42. She has kids that are in high school or maybe college, and I can go on, right? And that gives me a really distinct image in my mind when I'm writing content or when I'm creating a sales page or anything like that. Yet, I'm not marketing to Patricia. I'm keeping her in mind, but I'm marketing to the target market that she lives in. So that's really what you have to do, especially for cold targeting when you're running ads. You have to learn, okay, based on Quora, Reddit, Answer the People, Google, any of the other places. Definitely Google and look for the predictive, put your keyword in and then put A and see what it comes up with, like go through the alphabet like that. It is long and tedious, but it's totally worth it, at least once, 2 or 3 times a year. So you're gonna go do all your research. And then you're gonna think about, where are these people hanging out? Are they already on Facebook? Are they mostly on Instagram? Do they really go to Pinterest because they search for things a lot? Are they naturally on YouTube, or maybe they're on TikTok? You want to be where they are. For a lot of us, if we have client-based businesses, especially for me, I'm in B2B, so a lot of my clients are on LinkedIn. It doesn't mean I don't still do Facebook. I do, because there are, billions of people on Facebook every day. Of course, I'm still there. But you want to take 2 things into consideration when you're considering where you're going to get in front of your people. Number 1, which 1 or 2 social media platforms are you already naturally spending time on? And number 2, which 1 or 2 social media platforms is your target audience already spending time on? That is where you need to be. So if your 2 and their 2 don't align, get them in alignment. Get at least one of them in alignment, but you really want to get both of them in alignment so that it's going to make your job so much easier finding your people and getting in front of them. So this is where doing this research, there's a great Abraham Lincoln quote about, if I had 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'd spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. This is sharpening your axe. This is getting to know your ideal client prospect and understand the target audience, where they live and where they spend time. Because in addition to that, when you start running ads and targeting them on these social platforms, you want to know, okay, I know that my ideal person is between this age and this age. Maybe they're male, maybe they're female, maybe they're either one, right? But what else do they do? Do their kids play soccer or football or baseball or tennis or golf? Do they like sports, or are they a library family, right? What are their interests? Where do they hang out? Do they follow Oprah? That's a pretty broad target, so that's a tough one, right? Tony Robbins and Oprah are like very big targets. So you want to narrow that down. Like, say they like Tony Robbins, but they also have to like something else that's going to really narrow that audience. And so you're going to come up with the things that they also like. That is a commonality. It's a common thread that runs through that target market for you, that makes it easier for you to find them online. More importantly, it makes it easier for the algorithm and the AI to find them for you online with your content and with your ads. So that is part 1 of people. A little tiny bit of part 2 is thinking about what you want your business to look like as it grows. So this is more like things to ponder before we get into like the next round of people after we do the first pass of all 6 of these profit pillars. So as you grow, do you want to be like Paul Jarvis style company of 1? Like it's just you and a couple of VAs or contractors and you just want to be intentionally small, very manageable? Or do you want to have a corporation with department heads and vice presidents and a board of directors and maybe eventually go public one day? Like those are kind of the 2 extremes, right? A lot of us want something somewhere in between. And getting clear on starting out at the beginning or starting out with this intentional growth, having an understanding of where you want to land is really important in how you approach the growth phase. And the people element, this people profit pillar, is very important in getting you there. Not only for your audience, but in the people that you hire or that you contract with to represent your brand and your company and you, how you position yourself and your company to others. All of this matters when you look at how you want to grow and how you want your company and your brand to be perceived in the future. So those are things to think about. And hiring that first person or that first VA, whether they're domestic or international or whatever it is, having in mind what your values are and what's important to you as you grow your company is very key to bringing the right people in that are in alignment with your values and help grow the kind of company that you're going to be proud of and that they are proud to represent you, and you want them to stay around for a long time. And one thing you need to answer about those people is, do you want workers or do you want leaders? So do you want to tell them how to do the work and they do it the way you tell them? Or do you want to tell them the job that needs to be done and empower them to find new ways to do things more efficiently and better? And then you get leaders. So whether you want workers or leaders, that's another important thing to think about. So those are sort of some homework things to think about for you. And watch out for the next one. We will talk about revenue next. And that is truly the lifeblood. Leads are the lifeblood, right? You got to get those leads. You got to get those people coming in and getting on your list so you have people to talk to. But revenue and making sales is what makes the world go round for small business owners. So cash flow is the number one reason that small businesses don't make it past the 3-year or the 5-year mark, cash flow. So with that being said, again, I am Penny with Marketing Profit School. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I truly appreciate your attention, and I hope that you've learned something. Let me know what your favorite part of this was with the people pillar of our profit pillars. And this is just sort of phase 1 of the people. We'll come back around to it later. Let me know what else you would like to see some videos about. I'm going to work through the profit pillars, and then I'm going to be working on my 2023 content and starting to get that in the bank. So let me know in the comments what you would like to know about. If you'd like to learn about working with me or how else I can help you grow your business, feel free to reach out with the links somewhere around, either in the description or on the channel here. And again, Penny with Marketing Profit School, and I will see you next time.